Boom. Good morning, Owasso. This is the Twins with Owasso Live, and this is the Morning Loop. We were at a long, cold, wet, rainy drill weekend, so we didn't get a lot of sleep, and we are finally back. And yeah, what you just witnessed there is the power of the modern American military. It's scary. It's scary stuff, folks. I mean, that's what awaits you if you are an enemy of America. I mean, read that. I mean, that's a post from Donald Trump. Donald Trump posted that to his own personal Twitter/X account.
Yep.
So go ahead and read that, Chad.
Yeah.
Read that tweet.
From Donald Trump. These Houthis gathered for instruction on an attack. Oops. There will be no attack by these Houthis. They will never sink our ships again.
Look at that, guys. I mean, that's Donald Trump, sending a message to the entire world. Do not mess with America. And again, I was in all kinds of meetings and they were talking about, like this is where the funding's going now. The funding's going to the Navy and going to the Air Force now. They want, they want to fight this type of war. This is the type of wars that they're wanting to fight. They don't want boots on the ground as much anymore. So, Big Army's kind of upset right now because, they want more funding to do things and update vehicles. And believe me, we need our vehicles and stuff updated at our armories and whatnot. But, to me, I actually don't see too much of a problem with this. The world doesn't want us to be the world police anymore. Fine, we'll scroll back. We'll just train here and train for operations here. We can just train for border control operations. That's totally fine. I'm fine with that. So whatever, you don't want America to be involved in the world, we won't. And Donald Trump's happy to facilitate that. Mm-hmm. And he'll just do this. You're just going to get drone striked. I mean, this is what you get, world. I mean, this is what happens. So I like it. I was sitting there in the meeting listening, and I was kind of like one of the few people who was probably not bummed out by it. I was like, this is great. I hope Doge guts a lot of that. I mean, I know there's tons of misused funds in the military. And again, it's just like with anything else. It's like we were talking the other day, Chad, about how, the colleges, like TU turns on that Jumbotron.
Yeah.
And the only reason they run it is so they can finish off the rest of the federal funds that they get from the Fed.
Anything federal funding wise, like I said, they keep track of the budget that you use for them. So if you don't use all the federal dollars that they send you,
you lose that money next year,
and you can't have it back.
So what do? They go, well, we'll just turn on the Jumbotron and waste.
They turn on
electricity for that.
Turn on the sprinkler systems. They literally will waste anything that they can to keep.
And it's the same way in the Army. I can't tell you how many soldiers I've talked to in not just the Army. It's every branch. It's like, so let's say somebody, like I was listening to an Air Force guy talk about this. He goes, yeah, it's like we needed to get some more tools, some newer tools and things to fix some aircrafts. But you know what they put the money to instead? Because, the guys there were only thinking short term. They wanted to get a TV to put in the break room and buy a new sofa for the break room. Because that'll increase. Look, and like increasing morale is a good thing, but I mean, like, especially from us guys in the Army who sleep on the ground. Like, I mean, I slept on the ground in the rain this weekend. Like that. Like, I have zero sympathy for those Air Force guys. You know what I mean? Like, oh no, you don't have a nice lounge room and a nice TV. Like, that's again, you want to talk about wasteful spending and government bloat and rot. That's it. The Air Force guys saw this budget. They go, we have a X amount of federal dollars allocated to our department. What do we want to use it on? Let's just use it on a TV and a couch this year. Okay, boom. That's what it goes to. Same goes in the Army. There's all kinds of stuff that's funded in the Army and all kinds of stuff that doesn't need to have funding and spending to. There's things that they could cut out. But again, we're already stretched thin. Like I said, if you think we have the best equipment in the world, we do not. I mean, I can tell you some of the rifles in our armory are older than dirt. They're all M4s, but I mean, they're M4s that have been in use since the,
start of the Iraq War.
Yeah. So they're old. So, but again, I love the M4. I think that the U.S. going to the new rifle, but again, it's for the reason they're pushing out this new service rifle is for the kinetic conflict going on in Ukraine. They're like, we're going to carry less ammo and a larger magazine so we can punch through body armor. Mm-hmm. That's what they're doing that for. Sorry, we're getting way off topic here. Today is supposed to just be a general meme review day, and now we're getting into the weeds about things going on. But anyway, that's where we're at. That's wasteful spending, and I'm kind of excited to see where the government cuts come and where the spending goes. On the hang. Hell, Elon Musk, give us some Tesla trucks to be our new vehicles. Well, that's what we want. 50 cal mounted in the back of a Tesla truck.
All right. Well, the big thing on the show today is, of course, it's a meme review, but the kind of the main topic I have for today is OnlyFans is finished. And for the ladies, AI generated girls are starting to take over the space, and
They're gonna beat you girls
Yeah,
because they can't. They don't age,
they don't age, and
and they don't have boyfriends.
and they don't say no.
Yeah, and they don't say no.
Mm-hmm. So whatever you want them to do, they're gonna do. But anyway, here's what it says: this AI generated influencer can pull almost 11,000 a month. Spanish model Atia Lopez has perfectly arched eyebrows and fully rosy pout. Light bounces off of her high cheekbones, and her body suggests the counts of a personal trainer among her loyal companions. At the time of this writing, she has 127,000 Instagram followers whose adoration fills the comment section of her post. Gorgeous, sublime. You officially stolen my heart. Lopez, however, isn't real. She's AI generated. She also is a successful influencer that can make up to 10,000 euros, almost 11,000 a month, according to the Barcelona design agency that created her and maintains her seductive online persona. Again, now models, so they'll be coming after models jobs now.
Yeah,
too.
again, like the contract, like you think Cara Devlin and like who's a famous model, like Tom Brady's ex-wife,
Giselle.
Giselle, like who's another famous like actress / model who's like
Oh my God.
the Victoria's Secret girls. They're done. I mean, the only thing like they'll hire these models for is physical, is actual shows where people have to physically show up to. But now, I mean, with AI, they can fake runway models. They can literally design like a little lingerie designer. Yeah.
And thanks to COVID, we know that they'll close down. Oh no, we can't open this particular runway show to the public, so we're just going to do it online.
Yeah. So again, it's over. Like girls, like your OnlyFans career is coming to an end. Because again, what's the difference? If I'm never going to meet you in real life anyway, why wouldn't a loser guy who pays for an OnlyFans girl already wouldn't pay? And I can't discern the difference between a real life girl and a AI girl. Mm-hmm. Why would I pay the one that's going to age and ignore me and not message me back immediately when this girl will probably have an AI that's running her response,
or some weird creepy dude? Yeah.
Yeah. Again, and they already, I guarantee you, there's already been a handful of guys who are running AI accounts on OnlyFans.
Yeah. Oh, we also know that there are AI accounts similar to this on dating apps too.
I mean, that's how Andrew.
Yeah,
that's how Andrew Tate got big, right? Like he would be one of the ones that taught the girls how to message and like get money out of men. It's like that's how he got fame. That's how he got his money.
But I said it's the other thing too. It's like I remember back when I was using dating apps a long time ago. Now was like you would get a message from somebody and they would say something like you would say something and they would say something like that was not related to it, and then I would just send like a random message.
I am Groot. Yeah.
And then they would respond, and you're just like, and then that's why I got off of dating apps. I was like, half these accounts are robots.
Yeah. Again, not for the girls. Like the girls, like I mean, the girls will get catfished a handful of times, but like I said, for guys, it's like it's half the stuff is going to be robots on there for sure, and it's nuts. I mean, like I said, this is the future, and again, OnlyFans, it's over. Like, if you're an e-girl, you're an Instagram model. I mean, look, like models, you have a very short shelf life. You're like a football player or an NBA player. You maybe have 10 years if you're lucky.
Yeah. What's that? Like I said, I remember them saying that in some like one of those like like I think it was like Life After Porn documentaries.
Yeah.
Or one of those documentaries that got like famous like back in the mid 2000s or like whereas like they're talked about how after you hit 30 you have to go to become a MILF. You have to be a MILF. You can't be, and you're just like wow.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's the same way in Hollywood too.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was about to say.
The lady that you remember that lady that played Trinity in The Matrix. Like after her stint at The Matrix was done, they were like, "Yeah, now we want you to play the mom in the show," and she's like, "I'm what?" Like, I'm auditioning for this character. It's like, no, we want you to play that character's mom. You know, it's like, it's over. Like, I mean, you actors, actresses, OnlyFans girls, NFL players. Your short life is your shelf life is very short. So again, it's over for you, especially now that these AI models. I mean, they're never going to age. They're never going to say no. They can, again, whoever's programming these things can generate them to do whatever they want.
Yeah. And this is just another thing of them coming after your jobs. I mean, look right here. The agency called the Clueless says AI models are more reliable and easier to work with than humans. Who would have guessed? Something that can't say no.
You're kidding.
You're kidding. No way. No way.
No way, bro.
Who have pesky egos and don't always show up for shoots on time. We believe that certain brands are leaning towards AI models for the efficiency of cutting costs. Ruben Cruz and Diana Nunez, co-founders of Clueless, said in an email interview. Lopez currently represents the face of a big sports supplement brand used to code with her name when it's ordering in the products online, and you get discounted. And you know the influencer drill, which, you know, influencers literally hawk their brands. I mean, how many times have you seen, like, what's those two kids, the Paul brothers, hawking some stupid new thing, or Mr. Beast, or whatever? Go through the list. Like I said, they're always hawking something.
Again, this is why you need to focus on actually creating stuff of value. You know, it's like models, athletes. The only thing of value you create is the entertainment. Like, I mean, like, you might be able to catch a ball. You might be very pretty, but like I said, if you don't create anything of value now, it's over for you. So you're gonna have to learn a skill. You know, so they'll still be it's the pool of famous models is gonna get very small. Like you're gonna be the 1% of the 1%, and it's gonna turn more girls who are into modeling into prostitutes quicker because there's nothing they can do. It's like, well, at least. You know, I mean, again, this is just going to explode the prostitution industry because it's like these girls who used to be OnlyFans models, like the only thing I can do to generate that same level of revenue is prostitution.
Yeah, is human
physical
is
the
touch. Only thing that you can do to top an AI is physical interaction. Yeah. The next one here, or not next one. We're not just an AI modeling agency. We are visionaries on a mission to redefine the world of influencers. Yeah, get rid of them.
Yeah.
The Clueless says on its site, our goal is to transcend the conventional realm of modeling and lead the way in influencing, ushering a new era characterized by authenticity, impact, and deep meaning.
You know what's amazing, too, is Clueless. It's like they know the audience that's following this girl, this model, are clueless. I mean, they're like making fun of
willingly
you.
so, or willingly so or unwillingly
they are
so.
Absolutely making fun of the people following this girl, like unironically.
Yeah, it's like they did this as a joke.
Yeah,
but it turned out that, oh my God, this is actually netting us a lot of money.
Look at they sit at their little meetings at the round table. Look at these clueless idiots paying us $10,000. Paying this AI $10,000 a month. This right here is going to explode.
Mm-hmm. As part as an attempt to authenticity, the Clueless assigns modeled distinct personalities and life stories. Lopez is a passionate 25-year-old Scorpio who's into cosplay and video games and fitness. She's a Scorpio. She's like us.
Mm-hmm. Cosplay, just wait, and all you got to do is like, that all the people who are in there are going to be like, cosplay is this. Boom. They're going to generate her wearing whatever costume that, whatever their favorite, whatever the votes for what is your favorite female, sexy female character in a movie or show. It's like, boom. Now she's that character in cosplay too.
Mm-hmm. So like, what's that one movie or series? Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Whatever.
She's Khaleesi now.
Yeah, with her hair color and stuff, that wouldn't be too hard. With the boldness and authenticity she faces, I love how they say authenticity.
Yeah. God, what a joke, man. Like, whoever wrote this article is like, they're making fun of you. They are making fun of you, like, the people who follow this thing's intelligence. You just can't help but laugh. You have to hear the sarcasm in this freaking article.
I can't help but laugh as I read it. She faces challenges and expresses her opinion without reservation. Although her complicated humor and self-centeredness sometimes makes it difficult to get a smile out of her, showing her complexity. A bio for Lopez reads, as a content creator, she shines with extra... I can't read this crap. Attracting attention with her striking character. Maima Lima, the second of 2 AI-generated models, is currently featured on the site and hails from Argentina. Her loving nature is manifested by her bisexual orientation, which reflects her openness to diversity in her relationship, her bio says. As realistic as the agency tries to make their models, however, co-founder says they don't believe Lopez and her AI-generated peers will make human counterparts obsolete. Yeah, but they're going to severely decrease their net revenue.
Yeah.
And that's the whole point of all this is like AI and machines are decreasing the real people's net revenue.
Yeah.
Because it is cheaper and easier to work with an AI who doesn't take any of your money. It's just the person who runs it is taking all that cash from it.
Yeah, and again, it's going to put girls in a far more desperate situation too. It's like models will be they're going to jump into prostitution. They're going to jump into sex work even quicker now because they won't have a choice.
The other one, which is maybe this is a good thing. Maybe they'll jump into getting married again and starting families.
Well, you would hope, but the problem is, like I said, like the girls that are wanting to be physical models, like they'll jump into these agencies. I'll do whatever you want. It's like, oh, really? Like Harvey Weinstein type. Anything. Well, we have a casting couch right over there. It's like we have a couple of photo shoots we can do. Again, this is scary. I mean, we're almost to the point where the singularity. Pretty soon, you'll literally. I mean, they were talking about this in the Timcast the other day. It's like pretty soon you will be in the point where, like, how basically we'll all be plugged into the Matrix. You know what I mean? Like, there will be those of us who will be like, no, I'm not going to be in the Matrix. You know what I mean? And then there'll be those who will be like, why the hell not? My life sucks. It's like I don't want to freaking have to work hard and build something from the ground up. Yeah. I'd rather just go in and be a
knight that's slaying dragons.
Become my favorite protagonist anime character. Like I'll be the strongest person in the world. I'll have a harem of beautiful women. Like I mean, like I can. Reality can be whatever I want. You're just like, yeah. But again, there's a lot of people who will just absolutely jump into that, no problem. It's like, but hey, look at it this way: we could get rid of all the socialists and communists if we do that.
Mm-hmm. Let's see here. The AI introduction model is not about limiting the traditional, but rather improving and an additional option. Cruz and Nunez said, the pixels of person. Lopez and Lima, whose first names are both contained with the acronym Artificial Intelligence, are both the latest AI-generated humans, blurring the lines between machine-driven and driven people and those with bones and I don't know what that is. Sinew? I don't know. The more public-facing Fox human includes newscasters, AI K-pop band members, and other virtual models whose airbrushed appearance have raised concerns about unrealistic beauty standards and that could prove particularly damaging to young girls. They've been doing that for years. I mean, I forget what it was, whereas like what'd they do? They interviewed like women from like back in like the earlier days and like like we didn't really if you saw like a magazine or something that had a beautiful woman on the cover, you saw that very sparingly. Nowadays we're just inundated with it, and girls have to be like, I want to be like that, I want to look like that.
Again, look, you can do, if you're willing to do the work, you can attain anything. I mean, like, look at the before and after pictures of Tom Brady. Like, Tom Brady as a dopey little 12-year-old was a chubby looking, like he was the type of kid that get his he'd get wedgies at school and get thrown in lockers. That's Tom Brady as a kid. Like, look at Tom Brady shows and look at him now. Obviously, he's successful, but I mean, like, he busted his butt to get to where he was and do the work. Again, it's the whole I want gym results without the gym work,
Yeah. But looking at these photos of the models, it's hard to tell that they are made of pixels, with some exceptions. And one of Lopez's strange contours on her left bicep don't match those of her more believable-looking right arm. In another photo, she stares into the camera with glassy brown eyes that look like they belong in a cartoon. Her bust size changes dramatically from photo to photo. And, like, that's the other thing is, like, like, they can change their bust size or whatever. Like, oh, we want you to be an underwear model today, but we want her butt to look bigger or something like that. I mean,
more perky, less perky,
Yep. Make her whatever you want to be. That's the problem with AI girlfriends. They can be whatever you want them to be.
I mean, this is also bad for fashion, too, because basically anytime you got to, like, look, girls who don't have like the similar body type, like they've always complained that like the stuff doesn't look like it does on the models, obviously. But now it's really going to be like the Temu version of like Victoria's Secret. Now it's like, yeah, that this was tailored to the AI thing, not to the actual people, because nobody, like, they won't even have like test subjects anymore. It's like, yeah, we don't even know what material it's made of. We just designed it, put on a model. We just like cheapest stuff it is, Temu version it to you, or Wish version, whatever. Again, scary.
Yep.
It's scary what's happening right now.
This hasn't stopped her fandom from growing on Instagram, X, and TikTok. The AI model hashtag has now appeared on those accounts who that hasn't interrupted their love fest either. She also can be found on Fanvu. I don't know what that is. Platform similar to OnlyFans, of course. Cruz told Euro News Lopez even has some celebrity admirers. Oh, God. Well, that's just because, those dudes are like just swiping.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
They don't know. They don't care. They're just waiting to get the DM slid into.
Yeah.
One day, a well-known Latin American actor texted her and asked her out, said Cruz. The actor is about 5 million followers, and some of our team watched his video series when they were kids. They had no idea that Tina didn't exist. The clueless creator Lopez, using his own software, she first posted to Instagram earlier in July, and even responded to the praise on the platform, answering fans in both Spanish and English. Gracias, guapo. Thank you, handsome. She'll respond to a comment, or thank you, baby. More people, though, seem to be catching on to her true origins, no doubt thanks to the little photograph oddities that give a hint of her algorithmic origins. The press has started getting as Spain's first AI model and increasing awareness of the ways AI is permeating our culture. Easy boy, one of the Instagram users responded to another's declaration of love. It is sometimes lines of code.
Yeah, and again, it's like, I mean, all celebrities are really going to have to like cool it on social media, because now, like 10 years ago, 5 years ago, you could like a celebrity could slide into DMs and like have no problem. But now, I mean, but even back then, it's like whenever James Franco got put on blast by that like 16-year-old girl,
14.
But yeah, 14-year-old girl. So like he was trying to like hook up with me and invite me back to his apartment. It's like, you got to be careful. I mean, because these girls, they don't look like, they're dressing way above their age now.
Yeah, it's like what we talked about when we first got to college. Like when we first got the transition that I saw in college, at least at the University of Tulsa anyway, was when we first got there, our freshman and sophomore year, when girls came out to go to parties, they were wearing jeans and t-shirts. A nice shirt and nice jeans, but that's what they were wearing. Now, granted, we were kind of the more like country-esque house, I would say, but that's what they wore. And then by our end of sophomore year towards the junior year,
cocktail dresses every night.
Cocktail dresses, short dresses, short skirts.
Like basically, if they weren't careful, they'd be basically have their dress up to their waistline, at the end of the night. Like, you're just in there like, what happened? Did I miss something here?
Yeah.
I guess the sorority or something put out a memo going, you will go out dressed like this every night, or at least on the weekends. So it's very strange. But again, you got to be careful, because these AIs they'll take your money. Like, I mean, you're literally giving money to nothing. There's no value exchange. I mean, there's no value exchange between you and an OnlyFans model either, especially if you're subscribed. But still, it's just nuts. I don't know, man. The world's a scary place.
Yep. But getting on to the meme review now, we'll start with this first one here. And Studio Ghibli is been taking the internet by storm.
But yeah, Studio Ghibli AI, or AI generating Studio Ghibli pictures. So Studio Ghibli is a very famous Japanese. It's an anime studio, but basically anime is just Japanese cartoon. That's all it is. But Studio Ghibli is really famous for telling really good and creative stories. Like, it's not like your slop. Like, it's actually like, Studio Ghibli will win Oscars and stuff. Like, that's how good their stories are. They'll get it whenever like they bring over to do an adaptation of a Studio Ghibli movie. It's not just like anime voice actors in America that they get, like the famous ones that go to all the anime cons. Like, you're talking like actual like A-list celebrities will voice the characters for Studio Ghibli things. So that's the power of Studio Ghibli. Like, they are actually like their storytelling is good. It's good. So anyway, but yeah, Studio Ghiblifying anime is like taking the internet by storm.
Yeah, and it's animating everything from your favorite memes to like some of the
Still
greatest
shots from
shit.
your favorite movies,
Yeah.
like Indiana Jones
Yeah,
and Star
Donald
Wars.
Donald Trump getting
Shots,
assassination
yeah.
attempt. Yeah, it's great stuff. Like it's I'll play it. Like I said I don't think I think the music's gonna be copyrighted, so I'm not gonna play the music. But these memes are fantastic. See if I can't pull up the music just a hair.
I wish we could do a breakdown of all these pictures individually. Like,
Yeah, no, that would be awesome. There's so many. There's just so many. They're all great though.
oh yeah.
Trump, Biden sniffing kids. That's so funny, man.
Yeah, anywhere from memes to actual sporting events to real pictures to, I mean, AI generated pictures.
Yeah. They had
Greta Thunberg,
yeah,
Bernie Sanders, Sopranos,
It's so good.
J.D. Vance, Trump.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, was that George Floyd I saw?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
They had the one of the communists where they would get rid
Yeah.
of people in photos.
Yeah. Good night.
Had Hunter Biden with those underage girls.
Yeah. I mean, all these pictures are like famous, like all these, and they're Ghiblified. Like, I mean, this is what Studio Ghibli animation movies look like that. It's great. But again, what's scary about this is how far are you from saying I want just typing into ChatGPT or some type of AI generation thing where I want you to Star Wars I want you to Studio Ghiblify the entire Star Wars trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean we're there. I mean, this is why, all the celebrities in Hollywood are like going, we have to protect our intellectual property and my likeness rights,
Here's another one from that. It says Reality of Degrees, which I really love. Let me see here. What's this? Okay. All right. Reality of Degrees. 4 years, 120K in debt, but I'm ready to chase my dream job. 3 months later. Welcome to the Bean Machine. What can I get you? And then it shows a guy that's been working a construction job for probably his whole life, or a what are they called? What's the other colleges called? I'm just blanking right now. Trade college.
Yeah.
Wow, another contract. Guess the family will take that Alaskan vacation this year.
Yeah.
I wrote a 40-page thesis on postmodern veganism for this. She's working at the Bean Machine.
I mean, this is so true. I can't tell you how many of my soldiers in my company have really successful, like what you would consider redneck or blue collar jobs. And they make boatloads of money. And every time they go on a deployment, every time they go and do a training, they go, I lose money every time I go and do this stuff. Like, they don't even really, none of the stuff they do are even really businesses. It's just stuff that they're doing on their own, because they're blue collar workers in trade. So again, the pendulum's shifting because AI can do the job of journalists. AI can do the job of BuzzFeed writers who used to make like $100K a year writing stupid articles. Like, do you think that, big PPs are better or small PPs are better? That's the kind of stuff. Like, I got paid $100,000 a year to do that as a BuzzFeed writer. And now it's shifting because, again, they got away with it for a little while. Just like, I'll just have ChatGPT write my article. Then all of a sudden, the AI was like, the people at the top were like, we don't have to pay these writers to do it. We can just create AI to write it for us.
ChatGPT can write it for us.
So now that's where they're at. And so now they're jobless, working at coffee shops, and then you have blue collar workers who are plugging in toilets and working on AC units, making quite a bit of money a year because AI cannot do that job.
And remember, when blue collar workers who worked cold jobs and stuff were losing their jobs because of new technologies or whatever, it was learn to code. And then when the journalists were losing their jobs because AI was coming in,
that's hate speech.
Yeah, so you tell them to learn to code. How dare you discriminate against us?
Yeah, I mean, hate speech, because the only thing they have, the only discernible skill is writing stuff. Like, I write about my problems, and then people have to listen. It's like, that's when you overvalue your job and you again, you are this close to being replaced. Again, the trades, like, eventually they could be replaced by robots, like, iRobot level stuff where, like, Elon Musk's robots are like, yeah, no, we actually understand how to do the ink exchange. We know how to do, we can screw stuff in now. We can do all this stuff. But until that point, you're better off in a trade than you are in some type of journalism field or some type of coding field, because eventually you're done.
Yep.
When the AI learns to code itself and repair itself and fix the code lines, you're screwed. It's over.
Next one I have here is this is Dick. Dick moved out of a blue state to escape Democrat high taxes and failed policies. Dick has moved to a red state, but still votes for Democrats who will raise taxes and implement failed policies. Don't be a dick.
Yeah, very true. Again, that's what it's like in Austin.
Yeah,
I mean, like Austin, you have so much cool stuff. You got Joe Rogan down there. You got Kill Tony down there. You got all this culture. And you have all these people escaping California, but they're bringing their politics with them.
I mean, the fact that Texas is possibly a purple state in the last election was terrifying.
Yeah, absolutely. So nothing's a sure thing anymore, guys. And again, you have all these people, and that's how the ending video today too is very similar to that. It's like all these people are leaving these Islamic countries, but then they want to move to places that aren't Islamic, but they want to bring their Islamic culture with them and destroy the countries that they went to. Why is that a thing?
Yep. Here's this next one I have pulled up here. Leftists in 2023. Look at them overreacting and refusing to buy Bud Light. Such, ignoramuses. And then, we have leftists now. Teslas! As they set them on fire.
Again, it's like we talked about this last week before we went off to drill. We were saying, buying a hybrid car back in like the early 2000s, 2010 era was like a cultural status thing. It's like going, I drive, South Park did an entire thing. It's like the sniffing your own farts thing. It's like, I drive a hybrid
Prius.
because I'm better than you. I care about the environment. I'm virtue signaling. I'm better than you. And that's what it was whenever Tesla originally came out. Like, that's what I mean. They make stickers for Teslas now that say, bought this car before Elon took office.
Before Elon
that tells you
went crazy.
Everything you need to know. The person who bought that car is somebody on the left. And now they're trying to protect their cars from people on their own side because their own side is like, the Tesla, that truck represents everything they hate now. Yep. How stupid are these people?
Yep. Here's this next one. We'll probably do a deep dive on this later. But it says, hey, man, you're in the wrong seat. I'm going to effing kill you.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys saw this story, but yeah, I wanted to do it because this one hits home to me because it's twins. It's like this guy, he was a track star and a football player in a small town in Texas, and they set up like a tent or something, like those little awning tents you sit under whenever you go to like events and whatnot. Mm-hmm. And they had their chairs and stuff, and they're like, hey, man, I think you're in the wrong spot. This is our seat. And this guy who has, I guess, mental issues or just like, again, with black culture, it's like honor culture. Like, you've disrespected me, and therefore I have to defend my own honor. Pulled out a knife and stabbed this guy at a track meet. Stabbed him in the heart. Mm-hmm. And he died. In his twin brother's arms, like very fast. Like, I mean, it stabbed in the heart, you're done. So, this is crazy. And again, there's a big problem. BLM, all this crap, like, it did not do any race relations or anything any good. Black Lives Matter. It all it did was hyper weaponize race and race relations, and this is the result right here. This is what the BLM movement got you.
Yeah.
It's terrifying. It's sad. And that's the unfortunate truth, man. And we can do a deeper dive into that tomorrow, probably.
Yep. Next one I have here was, I just thought this was hilarious, that Sodom and Gomorrah were the first LGBTQ friendly city. And like, it's funny. I just got done reading about Sodom and Gomorrah in the Bible the other day, and it's like, as a kid, you read it, and it doesn't ever say what they were actually saying. And
mom and dad try to keep it kid friendly.
Exactly, and then you realize, whoa, they were demanding to like have these dudes come out and fornicate with them.
Yeah, it's almost like how trans people demand that people find them attractive and date them. Isn't that strange how that works?
Yeah, but here it is. Check this out. I think this is so funny. Sodom and Gomorrah, we were the first LGBTQ friendly city. God. Gotta get rid of that.
That's Armageddon, isn't it?
I think so. I don't know, but it's
I think
funny.
that's Armageddon.
I think it's Armageddon.
That when it hits France, we got some rogue asteroids getting ready to hit Paris.
God, that is so funny, man. That is so funny. And like, I love it.
It's so true though too, man. I mean, again, this is you can see the parallels from Sodom and Gomorrah in our modern culture today, or in our modern society.
Yep. And then of course, like this is with people coming in and like Democrats like telling you that the people trying to protect you are the real enemy. Like the police are the enemy is what the Democrats constantly tell people, or the politicians that are trying to protect and raise up defenses and close the borders. They're the real problem. And they are wolves in sheep clothing pretending to be your friend.
Remember this. Remember whenever the Democrats voted all in favor of keeping criminal illegal aliens. We're not, like the vote was for we want to deport rapists and murderers. And that was the vote. We want to be able to have the power to immediately deport these people who are convicted of horrible crimes. And all the Democrats said no. That's that. That picture personified was that right there.
Mm-hmm. The next one I have pulled up is groomers. You know, it's obviously like a liberal parent, and they see a church. Get it away from my kid. Takes him to a drag queen show instead.
This is okay. This is culturally enriching, little Billy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sick stuff. Very sick stuff. Next one. You can't just buy a person. And then it's freaking Pete Buttigieg and his gay husband buying a baby.
Yeah, this is a new market. I mean, I even know people who in Tulsa, and I know people who used to be in my fraternity who are, homosexual that do this. Like, the new market is buying children. Like, I mean, like a gay guy paying a woman to basically turkey baste herself with their seed and then incubate their kid, and then I mean I don't know what else you call it. That's buying children.
Yeah.
And again, all these. This is why I'm not a huge fan of libertarianism. Like, I like the idea of libertarianism, but I don't like the implication of libertarianism. Like, this right here is an implication of libertarianism. Like, all the libertarians are like, they're not hurting anyone. Shut up. Like, this is a private transaction. This is something that we should regulate because, again, if you are a homosexual, look, you've opted out of the future gene pool. You're done. It's over. You don't get to have that. You have opted yourself out. Lesbians, you've opted out. You don't get kids. That's why they shouldn't even be considered for adoption.
Yeah. I mean,
it's over. You have self-selected out of the gene pool, out of the future gene pool. You're done. Let people who want to reproduce and have kids. You made your choice. Live with the consequences. It's no different than abortion. It's like, ladies, no one's forcing you to sleep with anybody. You have to live with the reprisals of your choice.
Yep. This next one, kind of speaking of that, because like those two gay guys that adopted those boys and like pimped them out. Why did you say that the death penalty will negatively affect child assaulters? Why did you say that?
Yeah. Again, it's calling a spade a spade. And these people just go, no, they're just like you and me. Well, apparently not, because if they were just like you and me, I want these people executed for hurting children.
Yeah, chemically castrated at least.
Yeah.
Then this one right here is great. I can't accept my body. So he puts 2 oranges in a bra and goes walking around. The dude's like, ugh.
Yeah.
And then he's like, hey, accept my body.
Yeah. Hey, stop that, you bigot.
Mm-hmm. So that's what's funny. They can't accept their body, so they change it, and then they expect you to accept it. And it's like, I don't have to accept it.
Yeah.
Great stuff. And then the last one, we'll probably do a deep dive on this too, but a toddler kicked out of a nursery for being transphobic as family blasts school's insanity.
Again, where do you think this leads to? I mean, we're already at the point. I mean, like, kids were getting kicked out of school for eating a Pop-Tart and making it take the shape of a gun. Now you have kids, like, look, adults my age can barely get a hold and grasp the concepts of transgenderism. How do you expect a 4-year-old at a daycare to get it? Remember, they're smart enough. Like, again, like, this is why these people are morons. Like, my kid's old enough. Your kid can't get a tattoo, but they can change their gender ideology, and they can have their genitals lopped off and know that they want to be on hormone therapy. Mm-hmm. And then you have actual scenarios where kids don't know. It's like, no, I'm a boy, you're a girl. And it's like, no, I'm. And in this case, it was against the teacher, right?
I think so.
It was like the teacher of the daycare was like, no, I'm a like, he's like, excuse me, mister. And then the teacher's like, I'm a woman. And the kid's like, but you look like a man. You look like my dad. You know, it's like, I am a woman, you know. And then it's like, You will call me a woman, bigot. Like calling a little 4-year-old a bigot. Again, out of the mouths of babes, they say. It's like kids are always going to tell you the truth, man. Like always. Like if you're fat, like your kid's going to be like, Dad, how come you're fat? Mommy, you look fat in that dress. Like they're going to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
And now we're punishing kids for seeing the world as it is. This is where we're at now, guys. This is where we are. This is how crazy and upside down our culture is. And this is in the UK, thank God. But I mean, we're not far from it here.
Yep. And then this last one before we kind of end out the show is it's clearly a Free Palestine protester NPC. It says, "I hate America." And then it's a MAGA supporter being like, "Okay, then we'll send you home." And he computes it and he gets angry about it.
Yeah.
Why? If America's so evil, why are you in America?
Leave. No one's keeping you here. But again, it's not about hating America. It's about trying to turn America into something it's not. So,
trying to change our country into a crap hole like theirs.
Yeah. Again, the Barack Obama mentality. America's a great place, but I want to fundamentally change it. What do you mean by that? If you want to, I mean, again, if it'd be like, hey, I love my fiance, but I want to fundamentally change everything about you, fiance. Like, do I actually love you? Probably not. So, yeah, it's crazy, man. But here we are. This is the culture and the society we've cultivated due to the leftist disease. So, I don't know, man. This is where we are. You are here now.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, this is the Twins with the Owasso Live. This was the Morning Loop. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe so you too can stay in the loop. But that is all we've got for you today. God bless you.
See you later, everybody.
Why is that so many people from here want to move here, while none of the people living here wants to go here? And why is that the people who move here try to make this place much more like this place, while this place didn't work for them at all? One would think that moving here will make them see all the errors in here, but it seems they just want to bring all the errors with them to here. Isn't that weird? Why is that so many people from here want to move here, while none of the people living here wants to go here? And why is that the people who move here try to make this place much more like this place, while this place didn't work for them at all? One would think that